Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. CNOTE here with the CNOTE Audio Extravaganza. Welcome to the show. This is your host, Mr. Christian Rivera, and the CNOTE Audio Experience is the show that is like your mother's wardrobe. Surprisingly neat, and there's a few gems in there. I tried. Anyway, hi, welcome to the show. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you had a good weekend, especially for those of you who had an extended weekend, or even if you didn't. It's nice that hopefully you had some sense of enjoyment and you're finding joy in everyday things, because that is what we need to do to survive without going crazy. Yay. It's Taco Tuesday, which I'm pretty excited about. I brought tacos. They're microwavable tacos, but they're still tacos, so it counts. Trying to control the calorie count, so gotta maintain control. I'm also trying to control the financial situation as well. I've been trying to rebuild my nest egg for a while, and for that, it's starting to kind of come back into fruition, which is nice. I lost my job at the end of around this time actually last year, and it was not a great feeling, not a good moment, but I was lucky enough to have a job at the time that gave me a month's severance, so I was able to use that as a springboard to pretty much last for 6 months, really 9 months, with some of that cash, and then finding clients here and there, and kind of just really enjoying myself. I kind of took a mini retirement, which is maybe another concept I'll talk about in the future, but that's essentially what happened. I definitely did not work as much as I should have or could have to really sustain that life, but with that came the caveat of I did end up spending too much money, and now I'm paying for it, quite literally. So anyway, so I needed time to get myself back on track, and that is what I'm currently doing. So pretty stoked about that. Things are on the up and up. Life feels pretty good. I've got natural energy. That's weird. I'm pretty stoked about that too. So with that, I'm going to launch into the topic I wanted to talk about today. I wrestled this morning between a bunch of different topics that I wanted to discuss, because for me, I don't know, I just had a lot of different ideas. The way that I go about coming up with my topic is I just kind of wake up and figure it out. I think about topics all the time, things that I would like to discuss, but I like to jump at something that is at the forefront of my brain, because that lets me feel like I'm in a good place where I'm comfortable talking about the topic. It's right there, and we can keep going with it. So that's the way I want to approach it. So today, while I wrestle with my defroster, because it's the first time I've had to use it in months, almost a year, 9 months, around 9 months since, I don't know. I don't know math. Anyway, what am I talking about? Defroster, do your thing. Come on, man. I need to see the road, jerk. So today I wanted to talk about, what is the topic? What is the name? I didn't have a name for it. It's dressing for success. It's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, to be honest. And I'm mostly going to be discussing men's style, because I think it's an interesting topic. It's something that I've been following for the past, since I got married, so about 2.5 years. When I got married, I wanted to, in all sense of the word, become a better person, better husband. I wanted to be the best that I can be, and that included upgrading my sense of style. Not necessarily just for her, but for me and my knowledge of it, and enjoying more of the shopping process. I've always been involved in shopping, and even helping my wife shop, because I'm a designer. It kind of helps me. It's easy for me to talk about colors and look at fit and stuff like that, and provide that perspective. But I wanted to talk about dressing for success, particularly from the male perspective, because honestly, that's the perspective I have. So I'm going to give little bits of practical advice that I can, and really talk about how you can do little things and big things to upgrade your sense of style, and share my personal knowledge, what I know and what I implement. So with that, here we go.
Please.
Why, north, west, south, side, right, why, yeah, now here it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, not angry men, gentlemen, you gentle man, you. Talking to you, Simon, you gentle, wonderful man, you. I say ladies and gentlemen because as much as this is going to be about men's style in my perspective, there are some higher level concepts mixed in with all of this stuff because it is a matter of taking personal responsibility and a mindset shift, but there's also plenty of things to speak to the ladies about in regards to shopping for your husband, or not either not letting him shop for himself, or not empowering him to shop for himself, or having him not pushing him enough to shop for himself, because really he should be. And that's really what I want to talk about first, is men taking responsibility for their own sense of style. Now, it is super important to think about that because as men, it is often there's a lot of toxic masculinity out there when it comes to really everything involving being quote unquote manly, but men often look at men's style as something that's quote unquote foo-foo or feminine or not masculine, when it could not be could be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. It is having a good sense of style lets you know. It's like you know, when a lot of guys will like get a fancy car and try to use that to impress women. I feel like dressing well is a much more successful version of that, because you can dress well and not have a fancy car, and like things are pretty likely to go very well. Not only that, but it's for yourself. It's not about attracting women. I mean, as much as it can be, and well, is eventually at the end of the day. It starts with yourself. It starts with the need for yourself to feel better about yourself and not want to just put on a pair of gym shorts and a graphic tee and just wander out into the world and go to an interview. Like, you gotta be more conscious about it. You have to be more deliberate about it. Now, I speak from a person that is currently wearing a V-neck t-shirt, a hoodie, jeans, and a boot because my foot is messed up. But sometimes I don't always follow the specific style rules. That's fine. But I have a watch on, I've got my glasses, and I still, you know, my hair's done. I still look pretty good for a guy that's not like at my optimal. And you know, the thing that I like to preach about when it comes to creativity, when it comes to anything, also applies to style. Make your worst better than their best. Absolutely. So, one thing that I would like to state is that when a guy chooses to wear baggy jeans or to wear a baggy shirt or something that doesn't fit them correctly, that is a conscious choice. As much as a guy will say, somebody will say, this is just what I like to wear, you know, I'm not trying to fit a style trend. You are actually fitting a trend, whether you realize it or not. Because those clothes exist for a reason, because they're trendy to some part of some bit of culture, and you're deciding to go that route. So all I'm saying is make a conscious decision to go a different route. A different route being a little bit more put together, something that actually complements you. And I'm not saying it as something where you need to fit into society's expectations of what you want, of what you should look like, but something that actually better complements you and better looks better on you. So for instance, a short guy is more likely to pull off wearing monochromatic clothes, because if you wear something that is like a white shirt with like dark jeans, you're going to cut your body in half, and it makes you look stumpier than you actually are. And that's a confidence thing for a lot of short guys. And then for tall guys, they can pull off bigger patterns and pull off different things. It doesn't necessarily mean that they can wear bigger things, because a lot of larger guys will wear super baggy, big and tall clothes, and it'll hang off of them and make them look fat or stumpy or uncomfortable. So I'm going to talk about more of those practical fit things next. So good style is a conscious decision. It is a decision for yourself. It is a decision for you to want to find the mode of feeling confident, and dressing better is one of those things. I don't know about you, but when I throw on a suit, I feel stellar, because I don't wear a suit like really rarely. I wear them for weddings, but when I do it, and I do it well, and you get like a tie bar, and you've got, you know, I've got my wedding ring on and a watch and little accessories and a pocket square, you know, nice blue suit, brown shoes, brown belt, like it all fits well. You're just get back from the barber shop, you feel fresh and clean, like that feels fantastic. Not only that, it's super attractive. just all of that in general, not necessarily because it's me, but also because it's me. And I'm kidding. I'm not that conceited. I'm just a little bit, but it's like, it's more confidence than anything. Anyway, but it's not about just like wearing a suit. It's not about, you know, going to an interview and wearing a full suit, because that doesn't necessarily have to be the thing. Depends on your profession and depends on what the situation is. You know, you're not going to wear a full suit to a casual dinner at Applebee's, which, don't go to Applebee's. Come on, you can do better. But I'm talking about like the little things in men's style that can make your everyday sense of style better, and that you can feel better, and that you can look in the mirror and feel confident and feel like you can go out there and take on the world. You know, it's kind of like putting style on autopilot, so that it's something you don't have to think about, but is something that is instantly better in life. You know, for men, we're pretty lucky in the sense that we can pick a few staples in our wardrobe and kind of circulate between those things, and we're in pretty good shape. For me, I wear V-neck tees because my neck is kind of short. If you have a taller neck, I would not recommend that, because it's going to make your neck look much, much taller. And I mean, unless you're comfortable with that look, but for me, not so much. I think skinny dudes can maybe get away with it a little bit, but for me, no. V-neck actually it accentuates my shoulders, makes me look stronger because I got a big upper body. So it kind of accentuates that, so it actually slims the rest of me down. That really only works with V-neck tees. I would not recommend any kind of like chubbier fellow to wear a polo shirt or a Henley, because of the way that it's cut. It will actually end up accentuating like your stomach and man boob area, and won't look very good. So that is pro tip right there. Don't do that. I mean, unless you're comfortable with all of those things happening, then, you know, do whatever you want. I don't really care. But that's my suggestion, because I love Henleys, but I can't rock them, and it's so sad. I want to wear those shirts all the time. And for those who don't know, those are the ones with like the 3 buttons on top. That is kind of V-neck-ish. Typically round collar, but with a sort of a sharp dip. And that's the difference between that and like a V-neck. A V-neck is typically shallower. I like a shallow V-neck, rather, I should say. I don't like a deep V-neck, because I'm not trying to show cleavage or anything. That's weird. That's weird from my perspective. But for men's style staples, you know, dark jeans, you can go with like a light wash or something. Dark jeans will go with mostly anything. You could literally wear like a dark gray V-neck, dark jeans, get some nice shoes, whether they're slightly dressy monk strap shoes. I don't really wear that kind of stuff. I'm more punk rock, so I go with like more like Vans and sneakers and stuff. But I do have dressier shoes that I wear occasionally. And I also have like kind of, how do I describe it? Almost bowling shoes type, but they're much nicer than bowling shoes, but that sort of look, I don't know what that look is called. And get yourself a black belt and a brown belt, a watch. You know, you can go with a black or brown strap. Really, you can go color too if you'd like, but I don't know, depends on your look and your personality. Or a watch. That is always nice. The little details are really important to the details are good because if you're trying to attract women will notice the details, that you're thoughtful of that sort of thing. So that's something to consider. And then the fit of those jeans are really important too. The fit of the clothes. And I know I said I was going to talk about it this time, but I'm getting the red screen. So next, let's talk about fit. If you've been dying to start that podcast about doves, or about your favorite jacket, or about a long-lost love, or a murder mystery about a cat who murdered everybody, you can start it now on Spotify for podcasters. I've been on Anchor for a long time, and now it is officially Spotify for podcasters, and it has been a platform that has been growing for forever. And I love it, and I still use it to this day, and it has hosted this podcast for 500 plus episodes now. So I highly recommend it. It is free to use. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. I'm literally on my bed recording on my, the phone is on the bed, and I'm just talking, and it's not that complicated. And then you can distribute your podcast on Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. So video podcasts are available too if you want to show your pretty face and have people see you. And you can do all that too. So just do it. It's totally free. No catch. Give it a try. Spotify for podcasters. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to talk about fit before I get distracted. Fit is super important, particularly for your jeans, because a lot of men are very comfortable wearing baggy jeans. But fit means that it fits, not that it's tight, not that it is loose. You don't get loose jeans. I sound very judgy in my voice, I apologize, but I'm very upset about a lot of the ways that men dress because it is lazy and doesn't help you. And as much as you think it makes you feel good, you could feel better. I promise you. I was very much there to the point where I was not being conscious about my style, not being deliberate about my style. And it's amazing when you become more deliberate about the way you look, you start to become more deliberate in the things that you do in other areas of life. You become more confident in how you feel. You don't think about it as much. And people really get to see you for the way that you want to represent yourself. You really get to show more of a compliment to your body type, because it is sometimes difficult for a guy who is maybe chubbier, or for me it's the perfect example because I'm short and chubby. Not chubby, but bulky, I guess. I don't know, I've got muscle, so it's hard to, it's somewhere in the middle. Not too chubby, but chubby enough. So it's a very deliberate thing for me to think about, because I can't just go to any store and make something happen. I have to think about the size and the fit and really be more selective. Sometimes it's frustrating. Like I said, I want to wear Henleys, but I can't because I don't think it looks very good. It accentuates things in my body that I don't feel very comfortable with. And that's fine. Sometimes style can help you find the right thing that actually makes you feel good and helps you represent how you feel you should feel or feel you should look. So you have the opportunity to find something that works for you and works for your body. Now, when I say that something fits, I mean it's going to seem like it's a little snug, but you should try it. When it comes to jeans, I recommend trying straight fit first, particularly for a larger guy. I really would avoid slim fit for any body type. Even if you are slim, it often just kind of makes you look weak and frail, which is not really what most guys want to go for. So even if you're a super skinny guy, you could go for I think there's a size between slim and straight fit, but straight fit is typically, it just kind of goes straight down the leg, so it's not too loose, not too tight. It's a perfect fit for my body type. But I would recommend doing deeper research on that. Just try to avoid relaxed fit at any cost, because that is way too baggy, and relaxed fit is for those who have just given up. That is totally true. And you know, same thing for pants, for dress pants. I would try, if you're used to loose jeans, next time you go shopping, try a size down. I mean, try slim fit and see how it feels. If it fits you, good. But what I mean by fit is that when you wear a belt, you're not relying on the belt to keep your pants up. The belt is actually meant to keep your pants from like shifting too much, meaning shifting off of your butt a little bit or off the sides a little bit. It's not meant to keep your pants up. If you wear loose fitting jeans to the point where you're having difficulty keeping your pants up, then A, those pants are too loose. You gotta size down. And secondly, you're gonna wear on your belt quite a bit because your belt is literally doing more work. It is fighting against gravity more. So you're gonna wear down the longevity, the life of that belt. If you hopefully have a belt that is of better quality, it's not gonna last as long as you would like it to. So that's super important. And then I'll talk a little bit more on the next one about t-shirt fit or dress shirt fit, because that is also important. And I'll probably wrap up there because there's way too many topics to talk about. But I'll try to do like a potpourri of all of this stuff at the end. Now, if you're wearing a t-shirt or a dress shirt, and if you pinch your side of the shirt, if there is more than an inch of fabric that comes out, you're probably wearing a shirt that is a bit too big. Now, it depends again on your body type, your size, etc. But it's got to complement your body shape. It's got to make you look better. You're not hiding under a trash bag, and you're not necessarily wearing a shirt that is way too tight that either your bits of fat are showing or bits of muscle or bone are showing. It's really a middle ground. Again, it is so hard to illustrate via audio, but those are some ways that you can think about it. For me, because I'm short, again, it depends on when I'm buying a dress shirt or a casual dress shirt. I have to consider the store that I'm buying it from, because sometimes a large is 6 foot large, and other times large are shorter guy large. I go for slim fit, and slim fit doesn't necessarily mean for slim guys. That is super important. Does not mean it is for slim guys. That means if you are a guy that has like a beer belly but is not necessarily wide on the sides, you can still wear slim fit, because it'll actually accentuate your sides or slim your sides, and you'll probably end up looking better as a result. I've got a little bit of love handle situation going on, so I can wear slim fit but large shirts, or sometimes extra large depending. But I want to make sure, for me, I like the way it fits around my arms and my shoulders, because I feel like that is my favorite part of my body. So when I can wear a shirt that feels good there, then I feel like I'm good. And it's not accentuating my chubbiness, but not necessarily too tight. I think often shirts that are too big are going to make you look bigger than you think you are, which is actually counterintuitive to what you think you're doing. So that's kind of interesting when you think about that as well. Other little things, a little quick potpourri of things that you can do. Again, details are important. So get a nice watch, a ring if you feel that that's appropriate. Some people wear earrings. I don't really think it's a good idea, but hey, you can do whatever you want. I wouldn't go too much on the jewelry. Some dudes wear necklaces, whatever. But for me, I would keep it fairly simple. That's my sense of style. Some people go a little bit more rakish, which is more like punk rock, and I'm trying to implement that a little bit more into my style. That's with my sneakers and the Vans and stuff like that. I'm trying to work that in. I wear darker jeans sometimes, some nice red flannel with my dark red shoes and stuff, just kind of change it up a little bit. And then once you get kind of the basics down, you can kind of throw in your own personal sense of style. Sometimes if you're balding or really just don't have much on top, you can wear glasses, fashion glasses, or wear a hat more often, some accessories on your face that will help accentuate your positive features. I would recommend, if you're balding severely, to just shave it off. In most cases, that's the best you can do. Go to the barber quite frequently, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I would recommend. I haven't gone this week, which is my week to go, but I'll go next week. Little things like that, you know, when you're wearing a suit, pocket square, tie bar, those little details will always help. And you can mix patterns too. You know, that's one thing that is like, I was showing my wife, and she was like, you shouldn't mix patterns, that looks weird. And I'm like, nope. You totally can. But the key is to change up the patterns for each. You can go up to 3 patterns. If you're wearing a suit, you can wear a patterned shirt, tie, and suit jacket, but I would suggest that they are either 3 separate patterns or patterns that are of different volumes. So if you have like check shirt and a slightly check tie, you would want those sizes to be different to create enough variety. Now, I wouldn't go wearing a check suit jacket or anything either, but who knows? You can try different things and see how it works. So I really wanted to speak about men's style because it is helpful in so many ways to try something different, something different from what you're used to. It helps with your personal confidence. It helps with your self-worth. It helps with even mental health stuff, because if you can wake up in the morning and not have to use your willpower on deciding what to wear and just having a strong sense of what looks good, or having such a strong wardrobe of things that you can easily mix and match with, you know, having a couple pairs of dark wash jeans and then, you know, a couple of shirts that complement it, then you're ready to go. It's easy. You know, it's something that you can just wake up and do, and it becomes automatic, and it makes life a little bit easier, and you look good in the process. So you're more likely to get compliments throughout the day. Things feel good. It looks good. There was one time recently where I tried something different, where I had a bit of a patterned shirt. I wore a vest and a tie, and with dark wash jeans and a belt, tucked it in, all that stuff. It was a pretty good look, but it was different, and it was a bit rakish, a bit punk rock, a bit different than what I would usually do, and I stuck out, which is not something I typically like to do, but I stuck out, and I got a lot of compliments that day. People noticed, and they said it looked good. They thought it was different. It was interesting. So for me, it was a success. And what's the worst if you try something and it doesn't work? You try something else. That's totally fine. It works with style too. And you don't have to like redo your entire wardrobe. If I can recommend one thing that that you should try or get first, that is dark wash jeans, because likely what you already have will be complemented by those dark wash jeans. Dark wash jeans will work with pretty much everything. That is the Jesus of clothes. Dark wash jeans. works for everything. Anyway, I guess, I don't know. Some people feel Jesus works for everything. I'm getting into weird territory. Let's back up. So, you know, there are reasons for implementing good style into your life, but it's also a matter of personal responsibility, particularly for men, because they just don't do that. They often rely on their wives to shop for them, which A, you're not a child. Fucking buy your own clothes. B, you're not his mother, so stop buying his clothes. And third, it just feels good to take personal responsibility for it. So as much as, and respectfully to the women on here who listen, have husbands that they buy clothes for, I think it is way more important to encourage him to develop his own sense of style and take responsibility for it, because A, when he does it himself, that's going to be way, way better, and you're going to be way more attracted to him and way more into him than if you were to like, here, wear this shirt, It's a different vibe. If he just shows up and he made all of his own decisions, I mean, let's face it, women appreciate when men make their own decisions, right? Like, I'm not making that up. That's reality. You want a grown man. You don't want a child. And I so much hate those memes that are like, oh, my husband's a child, I have to take care of them. And first of all, it sucks that women feel that way. And second of all, it sucks that a lot of men allow it to get to that point. And this is me ranting. Because, fix yourselves, kids. Seriously, take responsibility. Learn some stuff. You've got the resources. YouTube. There's so many things on YouTube. Tanner Guzzi, Alpha M, Real Men, Real Style. Those are 3 that you can learn so much from. And you don't have to necessarily dress like them, but you can learn the basics from them and implement that into how you feel works, that the style works for you, for your body type, for your complexion, for your size, for your sense of personality, and it's an expression of who you are. So why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that? Why wouldn't you want to do that? And this was sparked because I asked my wife to pick up deodorant, because she was like, I'm at the grocery store, you need anything? I'm like, I need deodorant. And she grabbed me something that I'm not very happy with. So it's about picking things that you like too, because as much as you want to make your wife happy, you're still a person that you're spending your entire day with, not just her. I'm not lying when I say that being better put together gets you places. It really does. And it's not because of the superficial side of actually looking good. It's about how it makes you feel. I want to emphasize that. I keep saying that because that's what it's about. It's about yourself. It's about taking personal responsibility. It's about improving who you are as a person. Not looking better for your wife, which is a nice side effect, or looking better to get the job, which again is a nice side effect. It's got to be about you. It's about looking in the mirror in the morning and feeling like, I got this. Like, all of these years of looking like a garbage bag finally culminated in me feeling like a person that is worthy of going out into the world. And for me, that was a big transformation. I'm not saying I'm perfect when it comes to men's style, but I'm much, much better than I used to be. I don't keep things that have holes in them anymore. That's a rule. If you have things with holes in them, get rid of them. That is something that the wife can definitely enforce. Please make that happen. And respectfully, allow yourself to take credit for that as well. I've heard of situations where the women in someone's life will, and it sounds like I'm hating on women a lot. I don't mean that. Let's get that clear. But it's unfortunate that a lot of men don't take enough responsibility for women, so women feel like they have to, because they want their husband to look better. They want to brag. Like, it's true. Like, they want to brag that this is their husband, and like they want to say like, oh, you look nice. Like I feel like men should support each other as well when it comes to this. Like, if I randomly talk to a dude at like the grocery store for whatever reason. There was one time I stopped at IKEA and I was holding a product, and then like a couple stopped me and they were asking like, oh, where'd you get that? And we talked about it for a second, but then I noticed the guy was really well put together, and I was like, you look super sharp. I really appreciate your look. You look really good. And he's like, thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's nice. I complimented his wife as well, because she looked nice also. But sometimes that's an easy in to like compliment both of them, because it's weird for a dude to just say like, your wife looks nice. Like, that's not good. But if you say like, dude, you look great. You both look great. You look good together. Like, you can totally compliment people without being weird, without it being weird. But the nice side effects of dressing well are confidence, but then you're more likely to feel more like yourself and identify who you are and be able to attack the things in life that you want to attack. One of the reasons I was able to get this job was because I didn't dress up. Like, I knew myself well enough to dress business casual, and my business casual is pretty solid, I feel. So, but it's where I felt the most comfortable. So, I went into the interview and I felt comfortable. If I went in wearing a full suit and was buttoned up and was like in a place where that felt uncomfortable to me, then, you know, I wouldn't be my most comfortable self. I'd be so conscious about my style that I wouldn't be able to focus on the content or what it is I'm trying to convey. So it can go the other way too. You know, if you don't feel like you're a person that feels comfortable dressing up too much, then don't. You don't have to. Just make your baseline that much better. You know, like I said, that's where the details come in. When you get some nice shoes, some nice socks, you know, well-fitting clothes, you don't have to worry about wearing a suit. You know what I mean? So, with that, I hope that conveys a lot of what I was trying to convey about style, and things that you can do. There's plenty of other things that you can do. Like I said, Alpha M, Real Men, Real Style, Tanner Guzzi. Those three guys. Tanner is a little bit more like philosophical in some ways, which I think is interesting. Talks about dressing with intention, things like that. And then Alpha M kind of talks about more like quote-unquote manliness. The Art of Manliness actually talks about this stuff too, so you can go there as well. But it's really about the intentionality, feeling confident, feeling good about yourself. Hey, if you need help, call in. I'm happy to answer questions. So with that, give a call in at Rival My Design on social channels, and I'll talk to you later.